first night of the tour, yeah, I think a little bit, because you know, you've got all that new gear and all the new personnel, and you don't know whether it's going to all work or not, or if it's been connected or hung right. Usually you'll go to the venue that you're going to play in the first night a couple days ahead of time to set everything up. And you know, when people are goofing around and getting to know each other, sometimes things happen, you know. But as far as like me being nervous about myself or my performance, absolutely not. Well, God, there's so many songs that we were playing, and you know, whenever you go out and you tour a new record, it behooves you to promote the record by playing new songs. And we had to cut our set list down tonight considerably, because you know, Madison Square Garden has union people here, and the curfew is very early, and the union fees for going over is $9,000 a minute. So at least that's what I was told. Maybe it was 9,000 every 5 minutes, but that's 9,000 too much. I didn't. You know, we were, a lot of the songs we were writing as we were going along, you know, I had a huge collection of riffs that I kept over the years, and just putting riffs together here and there and building songs, it's neat because you know what the parts are, but you don't really know how it's going to end. I'm learning that I can still play after the surgery, I don't know, I'd have to say not for a while, because you know, as the pain continued to increase prior to the surgery, it became harder and harder to play. And now that the surgery was completed and it's successful and I've completely healed, now I'm just getting my hand to you know, come back. I mean, because if you look at the difference in my hands right here, look how thick that hand is right there. And then look on this side. I can almost touch my fingers together. You see that? Yeah. So my hand shrunk a lot during the period where the nerve damage was taking place, and I didn't even notice it until I was hospitalized, and the lady said, "You got atrophy here and you got atrophy here," and I'm like, "What?" You know, and it was pretty scary, and so I've been doing physical therapy for it. And I'm sure at some point I'm going to discover a new trick on guitar or something like that again. But I mean, there's so many great players out right now that have pushed the limits of guitar playing. There's not really much space left to create anything new. Well, it depends. If you're talking about apps like my guitar app that I have, that's an instructional video app, and it's I don't think that's a crutch. I think that's for good. But if you get like an app that will allow you to build songs and to manufacture a band that really has no talent, you know, and make them into a band that sounds great, the true test comes when you go see them live. You know, if they stink, then you know that they were cheating. So I think that there's good and bad with it. I'm pretty much under the radar. You know, I was press that I have to do, and just the physical conditioning and resting and stuff like that. Plus, once we get here, from about 3 hours before showtime up until showtime, we're warming up and we're playing the guitar, or we're doing vocal warm-ups, going over stuff. You know, like some bands need to rehearse their whole repertoire, at some point. When we did rehearsal at the beginning of this tour, we played 3 songs, and then we went back to the hotel, and then the next night we played live. Or no, the next night was the rest of the band's sound check time, and then the next night is when we played live. So I had only played 3 songs since the Jimmy Kimmel show, and I think we only played 4 songs there, and that was since the Yankee Stadium show. So I hadn't played a lot of music, and we had Christina Scabbia come out and sing a Tulamone with us, and I just said, let's just do it, don't worry about it, you know. And they're saying, we need to rehearse it, you guys need to do the sound check properly because we have intermixes and stuff like that, and it's like, dude, I trust you. If you don't trust you, that's the time for me to get worried. Yeah, sure, but they don't win. I mean, I'm still capable of being mean if I want to be, but you know, it would take somebody antagonizing me to have that to happen, and I know well enough about myself when someone's trying to mess around with me, and it's a lot easier for me to walk out of the interview and have him have like 3 minutes of an interview and trying to explain to his boss why I didn't go any further, and see if he can beat us calling his boss, telling him that he was a punk.